The world of gig work is always changing. Many people look for flexible ways to earn extra money. They might drive for Uber, deliver for DoorDash, or try other apps. Amazon Flex has been a big player in this space for a long time. It offers a simple deal. Deliver packages for Amazon using your own car and get paid. You choose your own schedule by picking up blocks of time. This flexibility has always been the main attraction for drivers. It allows you to work when you want, for as long as you want, making it a popular side hustle for many people looking to supplement their income. As we move through 2025, the gig economy looks very different than it did a few years ago. There are more drivers on the road than ever before. This means more competition for every available job. For Amazon Flex, this has created a new environment for both new and veteran drivers. The core idea of the job remains the same. You go to a station, pick up a cart full of packages, scan them with your phone, and then deliver them to customers' homes. But the experience of getting those delivery blocks and the amount you earn has shifted significantly, making it important to reevaluate its value. What exactly is new in 2025? The biggest changes are not in the work itself, but in the factors surrounding it. We have seen shifts in pay rates, especially with base pay versus surge pricing. The competition for delivery blocks has become much more intense. Many drivers now report spending a lot of time tapping on their phones, trying to grab a block before someone else does. There's also more talk about the use of bots by some drivers to unfairly get the best blocks, which is a major point of frustration for those trying to play by the rules and earn an honest wage. This review will give you a clear look at what it's really like to drive for Amazon Flex today on June 7th, 2025. We will break down the current pay structure and how it compares to the past. We'll talk about the real level of flexibility you can expect. We will also cover the pros and cons based on what drivers are actually experiencing on the road right now. By the end, you will have a much better idea of whether signing up for Amazon Flex is the right move for you in this crowded and competitive gig economy. The basic process of working for Amazon Flex in 2025 has not changed much. Drivers still use the Amazon Flex app to find and schedule delivery blocks. These blocks are typically 3 to 5 hours long. You arrive at your assigned Amazon station, whether it's a logistics warehouse, a Prime Now hub, or a Whole Foods store. You then load the packages into your own vehicle and follow the app's navigation to deliver them. The app guides you through the entire process, from scanning each package to taking a photo as proof of delivery. This simplicity is still a key feature of the platform. What has changed significantly is the competition for these blocks. In previous years, it was often easy to open the app and find several available blocks, especially during busy seasons. Now, in 2025, many markets are saturated with drivers. This means that when blocks are released in the app, they are often snatched up within seconds. Drivers have to be constantly checking their phones, ready to tap the instant an offer appears. This intense competition has reduced the feeling of true flexibility, as you can no longer casually choose a block whenever you feel like working. It feels more like a race. Another major area of change is the pay structure. The base pay for Amazon Flex has remained relatively stagnant in many areas, often hovering around $18 to $20 per hour. While this sounds okay, you must remember that this is before you account for your expenses. Fuel costs, car maintenance, and insurance are all your responsibility. The real money is often in surge pay, where rates increase due to high demand. However, with so many drivers available, these surge blocks are becoming rarer and harder to get. Many drivers find themselves working for base pay more often than not. The technology has also evolved. The Amazon Flex app itself is more stable, but there is a growing concern about the use of third-party bots. These are unauthorized apps that drivers can use to automatically grab blocks faster than any human can. This is against Amazon's terms of service, and they do deactivate accounts caught using them. However, the presence of these bots makes the competition feel unfair for honest drivers. It creates a system where those who follow the rules are at a disadvantage, which is a major source of frustration within the driver community in 2025. Let's break down the main advantages of driving for Amazon Flex in 2025. The biggest pro is still the independent nature of the work. You are your own boss during your block. There's no manager looking over your shoulder and no passengers to talk to. You can listen to your own music or podcasts and just focus on the task of delivering packages. This level of autonomy is a huge draw for people who prefer to work alone. The pay is also processed quickly, usually twice a week, which is great for managing cash flow and paying bills on time without a long wait. Another advantage is the variety of the work itself. Unlike rideshare driving, where you are confined to your car, Amazon Flex gets you out and moving. You'll be walking up to different houses and apartments, which can be a nice bit of light physical activity. The delivery routes can also take you to different parts of your city that you might not normally see. For some, this exploration can be an enjoyable part of the job. You also don't have to worry about the wear and tear that comes from having strangers in your car all day, which is a definite plus for keeping your vehicle in good condition. However, there are significant disadvantages to consider. The wear and tear on your vehicle is a major one. You will be putting a lot of miles on your car, which means more frequent oil changes, new tires, and other maintenance costs that add up quickly. You are also responsible for your own fuel, and with gas prices fluctuating, this can take a big bite out of your earnings. Because you are an independent contractor, you do not receive any benefits like health insurance, paid time off, or retirement contributions from Amazon, which is a major drawback compared to a traditional job. The biggest con for many drivers in 2025 is the combination of high competition and inconsistent income. Because it's so hard to get blocks, especially high-paying surge blocks, your weekly earnings can be very unpredictable. One week, you might make a good amount of money, but the next week you might struggle to get any blocks at all. This inconsistency makes it very difficult to rely on Amazon Flex as a primary source of income. It is much better suited as a supplemental gig, but even then, the effort required to secure work can sometimes feel like it's not worth the final payout. If you're still interested in trying Amazon Flex, getting started is a straightforward process. First, you need to meet the basic requirements. You must be at least 21 years old and have a valid driver's license. You will also need to have your own vehicle, and it can't be a small two-door car. A mid-size sedan or a larger vehicle like an SUV or van is required to hold all the packages. Of course, you'll need a smartphone, either an iPhone or an Android, to run the Amazon Flex app. Finally, you will have to pass a background check, which looks at your driving record and criminal history. The sign-up process is done entirely through the Amazon Flex website. You will download the app, create an account, and then provide your personal information, including your social security number for payment and tax purposes. You'll also need to watch some instructional videos that explain how the job works and what is expected of you. The biggest hurdle for new drivers is often the waiting list. In many cities, Amazon has enough drivers, so you may be put on a waiting list for weeks or even months until a spot opens up. This is a clear sign of how saturated the market has become. So after considering all of this, is Amazon Flex still worth it in 2025? The honest answer is, it depends on your expectations and your location. If you are looking for a primary, reliable source of income, Amazon Flex is probably not the best choice anymore. The intense competition for blocks and the stagnant base pay make it too unpredictable for that. The days of easily logging on and making a few $100s are largely over for most drivers in most markets. The stress of constantly trying to get a block can outweigh the benefits for many people. However, if you view Amazon Flex purely as a way to make some extra cash on the side, and you have the patience to deal with the app, then it can still have some value. It's best for someone who doesn't need the money, but would like it. If you happen to grab a good surge block, it can be a nice bonus to your weekly budget. But you have to go in with the mindset that work is not guaranteed. For the average gig worker in 2025, there are likely better and more consistent options out there. Amazon Flex is no longer the top-tier gig it once was.